Welcome back. Now, surveying of public opinion is an important part of public life in democracies. The history of public opinion is largely anchored in American history, and the first straw poll was conducted in July 1824. James Monroe, the president at the time, wasn't seeking re-election, so there was no incumbent. The people of Wilmington chose Andrew Jackson with 70% of the votes against a paltry 23% for John Q. Adams. Now, while Jackson won the popular vote in the election of 1824, the House of Representatives chose Adams due to the constitutional quandary. Since then, opinion poll surveys in America have erased such imperfections and are to a certain extent largely scientific. This may not be the case with polls in Africa. Joining me on Talk of the Nation to discuss the politics of opinion polls is Dr. Patrick Wakida, CEO, Research World International. Good evening, Dr. Wakida.
Good evening.
Welcome to Talk of the Nation.
Thank you.
Now, Research World International is releasing an opinion poll on governance and ratings on politicians across the aisle. And my first question to you tonight is, you're releasing this poll on Monday. What are some of the major insights that we can look forward to?
Thank you, Kshana. The expectations should be drawn from the objectives of the study.
Which were?
We wanted to find out the public opinions, attitudes and perceptions, and to help the public in their discussion around policy, in their discussion around choices, in their discussion around the economy, and that's what you're expecting. So you'll be seeing results showing the intra-party politics, the national democracy, the governance issues. All these are going to be coming out. We measured the public perception of their personal economy.
Okay.
We measured the public perception of the leadership, the successions within the party and within the country as a whole. So those are things that you should be expecting on Monday.
Okay, obviously, you will not go into the details, although I'd like to know a little bit more. But
until Monday, it will be so premature for me to talk about the results. The only thing that we can discuss today is probably the process that we underwent to achieve a very massive exercise. We did a sample size of 2,142. We covered about 89 districts. We did about 140 parishes across the country. Of course, this is a national survey that covers the whole country. And you'll find that in each and every region, there is a sample that we select from there. And it's a very interesting result that everybody, I'm sure, outside there would be interested. It's not only for politicians. Okay. It's going to be used, this poll would be used by those who are planning to invest, those who are planning politics, those who are planning to improve on democracy in the country. It's a massive, massive data.
I noticed that your sample has slightly increased from 2011.
Yes.
Any particular reason?
Now, you see the differences in samples is not a big deal, but it increases the confidence levels of the results. Two, it also depends on the funding.
Okay.
As a researcher, the bigger the sample, the more jobs are created for the team. But really, the difference in terms of confidence is not very significant. Yeah.
Okay, of course, the independence of those who conduct such polls is sometimes questioned, you know. So why should your opinion poll be viewed through the lenses of being free from manipulation, bias, and interest?
The biggest challenge pollsters face are questions around, why was I not interviewed? How can a small sample like that of 2,000 generate and evidence that we see, how can it be done professionally? And all those are very, very genuine questions. And it only just shows that the public wants to understand it. They want to understand how the polls are conducted, how independent the exercise was. But in it, they consume the polls. In it, they consume the polls.
Let's turn to your sample. What would you say largely influenced certain choices amongst those that you sampled across the different categories?
You see, a national representative sample is random. In a poll, you cannot know that I will be going to interview Rukshana. The person you select is random, the household you select is random, and every process that you undergo is random. From the district to the sub-county, to the county, to the parish, up to the household is random. I'll give you an example. The major question people ask, how did you select that house
and not
the other one,
not
my house? What we do is we have a sample, distribute that sample to the various regions. There are 4 major regions in this country: East, North, Central, and then Kampala Independent. That sample then is distributed to the districts. So the region with the highest number with the highest population to start with will have a higher sample. And then that sample, again, is randomly distributed the district within that region. So you'll find some districts missing out. And within that district, where the sample has been distributed, again, it's distributed to the sub-counties. Then within that sub-counties, you distribute the same sample to the parishes until when you reach the household where the interviews take place. Now, when it comes to interviewing, you go to the parish. The parish is the smallest unit. Remember, we've come from the district, we've come to the sub-county, we've come to the parish now. It's the smallest unit.
Yes.
So interviewers are trained to go to the parish, choose a starting point, select a starting point, say a petrol station point, then count 5 houses. Every 5th house, there are 4. We'll call 5 to be interviewed. Again, random. Now, in the household where you've reached, again, there is a random selection using what we call the Kish grid. I list all the people, 17 or 18 years and above, and I want a woman. So I'll select a woman amongst those people. Again, random, because they are likely to be more than 3 women. So you select again random. Should I select a person who they said lives in that house and is not there, then I'm not going to interview another person within that household. Okay. I'll have to go back.
Sounds very, very intricate.
So the principle is that give each and every person a possibility of being selected. That the person you've selected, therefore, represents the views of people around that place. And when properly conducted, you come with very accurate figures.
It sounds like a very intricate.
It's a very scientific process. It's very scientific. If you had come to the office, you would see the process. The process, each and every step must be random and must be monitored in order for you to come up with a poll. So when you hear people say we've conducted a poll, the first thing, ask them, what was the process? How many interviewers did you use? How many respondents did you conduct? Where did you conduct it? How many days did it take you?
Okay, we certainly will be looking forward to results of the poll that you're releasing on Monday. That was Dr. Patrick Wakida, CEO, Research World International, joining us on Talk of the Nation to look at the politics of opinion polls. And they will be releasing research into governance and ratings on politicians on Monday. Be sure to look out for that. We will take another short break and return shortly with NTV Weekend Sport.
You are watching NTV Weekend Edition.